I mean, I don't think being a photographer is really about talent, it's about commitment and putting the work in. So I went to art school. I wanted to be a painter. Then they wanted to get rid of me at the end of that year, but I didn't want to go. I didn't want to fancy getting a job. This was when I was 17. So I did graphics for a year and then advertising and marketing for 2 years. And I went into the advertising business straight from college. Well, I got a job at the time in a little agency in Camden Town called Maisie Mukherjee Russell. Kim Mukherjee, he said to me, I should take one of their cameras home with me and learn how to use it, and it would help me create better ads. One day I went with my girlfriend, now wife, to see Eric Clapton and Pete Townsend playing at the Rainbow. When we got there, our tickets were right in the very back row, and it was like looking at a couple of ants in the distance. And I had a camera with me, and I thought, well, why don't I just go down the front, pretend to be a photographer, get into the pit, And in those days, there wasn't really much security at gigs, so if you looked like you might be a photographer, they weren't going to throw you out. And I went down the front, had a couple of rolls of film. I took maybe, I don't know how many, 20 frames. Mostly they weren't very good, but they were good enough to make me think, yeah, I could maybe do this. So I used to go to lots of gigs then, and I always used to take a camera with me and, try and take photographs, pretending to be a photographer, really. I went to an awful lot of nightclubs. I mean, I suppose in the 70s and early 80s, I'd be going to half a dozen a week, I would say. Sometimes 3 or 4 on the same night. I was only interested in going to these places as a photographer. I was there just to document the people. Originally I'd be interested in the music, but if I didn't have a camera, I'd just never have gone to a nightclub. I'm always looking for characters who stand out, people who demand to be looked at, a character in their own film. If I didn't have a camera, I'd just never have gone to a nightclub. I started working for NME in 1982. It was an accident. I'd photographed a rapper and I was doing it for the Face. I got a call to ask me to take some for them. I started to get work from them after that. A lot of the rock stars, they're not particularly wild people. Might have the reputation of being wild, but Faith No More, I used to enjoy working with them, and the Beastie Boys. They were, very nice people. Photographed a lot of rappers. Most of them were very nice, easy people to work with. NWA, I photographed them in Compton. Eazy-E had a hand grenade in the photos. I don't know whether it was real or not. I suppose it probably was, but he certainly didn't pull it out when he was with me anyway. To be honest, I really enjoyed that work more, but I find that people are only really interested in my documentary portraiture because it sort of reminds them of their life and what they were doing then. It's got more relevance to them. I think if you want to have a career in photography, I don't think you need to go to college. I think you can just buy a camera and start. If you've got a good idea or a good story to tell, I think that would be the key thing.